I'm embarrassed to be seen with you, she whispered at dinner. So I left her there without a word. Now her upgrade calls her a fling. She's blowing up my phone, and I couldn't care less. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I should have known something was wrong when Sarah started making me wait in the car. It began small. We'd pull up to meet her friends, and she'd check her makeup in the mirror for the third time. Just give me 5 minutes to say hi first, she'd say. You know how girls are when they haven't seen each other. 5 minutes became 10. 10 became 20. Eventually, I'd just stay in the car scrolling my phone while she spent the entire evening inside. They're just catching up, she'd explain on the drive home. You wouldn't have had fun anyway. Girl talk, you know. After 2 years together, I'd never actually met most of her friends. The restaurant incident was when I finally understood why. We were at Romano's, this trendy Italian place she'd been wanting to try. I reached across the table to hold her hand while we waited for our food. She jerked it back like I'd burned her. Jake, seriously? What? She glanced around nervously. People might see us. Can you just act normal? I stared at her. Act normal? I'm trying to hold my girlfriend's hand. You know what I mean. She was already pulling out her phone. God, you're so dramatic about everything. What do you mean, people might see us? Sarah sighed like I was being deliberately dense. Look, I'm embarrassed to be seen with you in public, okay? You don't exactly fit my aesthetic. The words hit me like a slap. Your aesthetic? My image. My brand. Whatever you want to call it. She was typing on her phone now, not even looking at me. You wouldn't understand. It's a career thing. I watched her angle the phone for a selfie, making sure to crop out any evidence I existed. The caption would probably be something about dinner for one or treating myself. So what am I then? I asked. You're my boyfriend. Just not publicly. That's not how relationships work, Sarah. Says who? Plenty of celebrities keep their relationships private. Celebrities, not marketing coordinators from Ohio. She finally looked up from her phone. See? This is exactly what I'm talking about. You don't get it. Image matters in my industry. The waiter brought our food. Sarah immediately took a photo of her plate, making sure to angle it so my meal wasn't visible. Everything had to look like she was dining alone. I barely touched my food. The whole drive home, she acted like nothing had happened, chatting about some Instagram influencer drama while I sat there processing what she'd actually said to me. That night, I started paying attention to the pattern I'd been ignoring for months. Sarah posted constantly, outfit selfies, coffee shots, gym photos, night out pictures. Hundreds of posts documenting every aspect of her life. I appeared in exactly 0 of them. Not even my hand in the background or my reflection in a window. Her relationship status on everything, single. Her dating profiles, which I discovered were still active, looking for something serious. When friends asked about her love life, she'd sigh dramatically. Still searching for the right guy? It's so hard to find someone on my level. I'd be standing right there. The breaking point came 3 weeks later at her company party. She needed a +1, so naturally she brought me, with conditions. Just tell people you're my friend from college if anyone asks, she said in the Uber. Actually, don't talk to anyone unless they talk to you first. I need to focus on networking. The party was at some rooftop bar downtown. Sarah immediately abandoned me to work the room, leaving me standing by the appetizer table like a lost puppy. I watched her laugh and flirt her way through the crowd, playing the charming single woman looking for love. Around 10 p.m., she was deep in conversation with Marcus, some guy from her marketing team. Tall, designer stubble, the kind of guy who definitely fit her aesthetic. I could see her touching his arm, leaning in close, doing all the things she never did with me in public. I walked over, not to interrupt, just to exist in the same space as my supposed girlfriend. Oh, Marcus, this is Jake, Sarah said when she couldn't ignore me anymore. We went to college together. Marcus barely glanced at me before turning back to Sarah. So you're really single? That's crazy. Someone like you. Sarah literally giggled. I know, right? I'm just so picky. I can't seem to find a guy on my level, you know? I was standing 3 feet away. What about your friend here? Marcus nodded in my direction, clearly just being polite. Sarah looked at me like she'd forgotten I existed. Jake? Oh no, he's like, not my type at all. Total friend zone material. She laughed. Marcus laughed. A couple other people nearby laughed. I walked away, got my coat, called an Uber, and left without saying goodbye. Sarah didn't even notice I was gone until the next morning. Sarah, where did you go last night? Me, home. Sarah, you can't just leave without telling me. I was looking everywhere for you. Me, were you though? Sarah, what's that supposed to mean? I didn't respond. That afternoon, she posted an Instagram story from Coffee with Marcus, some artsy shot of two hands reaching for the same sugar packet. Very subtle. The next few days, I did something I'd never done before. I started documenting everything. Screenshots of her posts, her dating profiles, her single status across all platforms. Not for revenge, just to make sure I wasn't going crazy. 2 weeks later, Mike showed me something that confirmed what I already knew. Dude, I hate to show you this, but... He turned his phone toward me. Sarah's Bumble profile. Active 2 hours ago. Photos I'd taken of her at places we'd gone together. Cropped so I wasn't visible. Her bio. Marketing professional looking for someone who matches my energy. No time for games or settling. The bio we'd laughed about together when she claimed she deleted all her dating apps. She told Jessica you were just her roommate's friend who gives her rides, Mike said quietly. I thought you should know. That night, I confronted her. She was on the couch doing a face mask, probably getting ready to post about her self-care Sunday. We need to talk. Can it wait? I'm trying to relax. I showed her the screenshot of her Bumble profile. Oh my God, Jake, it's not active. I just like the attention sometimes. You're being so insecure right now. Insecure? You told everyone at your work party that I was friend zone material. That was just... I was networking. You wouldn't understand. I'm your boyfriend, Sarah. Or am I? Because apparently you've been telling people you're single for 2 years. She peeled off her face mask, annoyed. Look, you're not exactly boyfriend material for someone like me, okay? I have a reputation to maintain. My career, my image, it all matters. And I hurt your image? Honestly. Yeah, you're a nice guy, Jake, but you're not. You don't fit the life I'm building. I need someone who enhances my brand, not someone I have to hide. The brutal honesty was almost refreshing. So what am I then? Your emotional support animal. You're being dramatic. We have something good here. Why do you need a label for everything? Because I'm tired of being your secret. And I'm tired of explaining why image matters. Some people get it, some people don't. She went back to her phone, probably checking if Marcus had viewed her story. I stared at this person I'd spent 2 years loving, who was treating me like an embarrassing relative she was stuck with at family gatherings. The person who took my emotional support, my financial help with rent, my rides everywhere, my unwavering loyalty, and gave me back shame. You're right, I said finally. We do have different definitions of what this is. She looked up, confused by my calm tone. I thought we were building something together. You're just using me as a placeholder until someone Instagram-worthy comes along. That's not. She started to deny it, then stopped. Look, Jake, you're a good guy. You'll make someone very happy someday. Someone more compatible. Someone more compatible. Like Marcus, apparently. I didn't fight. I didn't beg. I didn't ask her to choose me or explain why I wasn't good enough. I just nodded. You're probably right. The next day while she was at work, I packed my stuff. Not just my clothes, the coffee maker I'd bought, the bookshelf I'd assembled, the plants I'd been watering. All of it. I left her key on the counter with a note. You're right. We were never really together anyway. Then I blocked her number, blocked her on every platform, and disappeared from her life as completely as she'd made me disappear from her public image. The panic started immediately. She called from different numbers, showed up at my apartment, had friends reach out asking if I was okay. Suddenly, everyone knew we'd been dating. Funny how that worked. He's being so dramatic, I heard through the grapevine. I never said we were broken up. He just vanished. But I wasn't being dramatic. I was finally being honest about what we'd actually been, nothing she'd acknowledge publicly. Sarah got her Instagram-worthy relationship 2 weeks later. She and Marcus became official with a professionally lit photo at some trendy brunch spot. Finally, she could post couple content without feeling embarrassed. Her caption, when you know red heart sparkles, hashtag blessed, hashtag couple goals, hashtag authentic. That was rich. For 3 months, Sarah lived her best social media life. Professional photos, couples trips, the whole influencer lifestyle she'd always wanted. Marcus definitely fit her aesthetic, 6'2", personal trainer physique, drives a BMW. I know all this because mutual friends kept updating me, not because I was stalking her posts. I genuinely moved on, which is why I wasn't prepared for the text avalanche that started at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday in November. Unknown number. Jake, it's Sarah. Please don't block this number. I need to talk to you. Unknown number. I know you probably hate me, but something happened, and I made a huge mistake. Unknown number. Can you please just call me back? I'm really struggling here. I didn't respond, but I didn't block the number either. Part of me was curious what had finally cracked her perfect image. The answer came the next morning in the form of an Instagram comment that made me spit out my coffee. Sarah had posted one of her typical couple photos with Marcus, something about Sunday vibes with my love. But the top comment, with over 200 likes, was from someone named Lisa. Thanks for helping me realize my boyfriend was cheating, red heart. He told me you knew about me the whole time. Glad you were okay being the other woman. Hope it was worth it. The post had been up for 6 hours. Sarah hadn't deleted the comment, probably because deleting it would look worse than leaving it. My phone buzzed. Sarah, please call me. This is all a misunderstanding. That girl is crazy. I scrolled through Lisa's profile. Definitely not crazy. Professional photos with Marcus going back 8 months. Tagged at his apartment, meeting his family, the whole girlfriend experience Sarah thought she'd had exclusively. According to the comments section, which had turned into a popcorn-worthy drama fest, Marcus had been telling Sarah that Lisa was his crazy ex who wouldn't leave him alone, while telling Lisa that Sarah was just a work friend who had a crush on him. Sarah had been the side piece the entire time. The irony was almost too perfect. She'd left me because I wasn't good enough for her image, only to discover she wasn't good enough for Marcus's. Sarah, I had no idea about her. You have to believe me. Sarah, he told me they broke up months ago. Sarah, I would never knowingly be the other woman. But screenshots had surfaced in the comments. Sarah bragging to friends about stealing Marcus from some basic bitch who couldn't handle losing. Screenshots she thought were private. Her reputation, the thing she'd sacrificed our relationship to protect, was destroyed overnight. Everyone in her social circle now knew her as the desperate side chick who thought she was the main character. The call started that weekend. Jake, please pick up. I know I hurt you, but I was just scared of commitment. I was protecting what we had. I let it go to voicemail. This whole thing with Marcus, it made me realize what I lost. You were the only guy who actually cared about me, not just how I looked on your arm. Delete. I'm so sorry. I know I messed up, but everyone makes mistakes. Can't we just talk? Delete. When the calls didn't work, she showed up at my apartment on a Sunday morning. You can't just pretend I don't exist, she said when I opened the door. We had 2 years together. Did we? I kept my voice neutral, because I distinctly remember you telling Marcus I was friend-zone material. I was trying to make him jealous. It was stupid, but I didn't mean it. You mean you didn't mean to get caught? That's not fair. Neither was making me wait in the car while you told people you were single. She tried a different approach. Look, I know I wasn't perfect, but you weren't exactly fighting for us either. You just gave up. I gave up? Sarah, you spent 2 years acting like being with me was a favor you were doing for charity. What exactly was I supposed to fight for? For us. For what we had. What we had was you being embarrassed by me in public while using me for emotional support in private. That's not a relationship I'm interested in fighting for. I could see her getting desperate, cycling through different tactics. I've changed, Jake. This whole thing taught me what really matters. Image isn't everything. Good for you. I hope that helps with your next relationship. There won't be a next relationship. I want to fix this. Fix us. There is no us. There never really was, remember? You made that pretty clear. She started crying then, but they felt like performance tears. The kind she used to cry when she wanted something. Please don't do this. You're the best thing that ever happened to me. Funny how you only realized that after Marcus dumped you. That stung. She tried to deny it, but we both knew the timeline. I'm not the same person who let you treat me like your dirty little secret, I said finally. Find someone who is. The friend interventions started after that. Jessica called, then Mike, then people I barely knew. She's really struggling, Jake. Maybe you could just talk to her. She struggled to admit I existed when we were together. Not sure why that would change now. Come on, man. People make mistakes. Some mistakes you don't get to take back. The truth was, I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't hurt. I just didn't care. Sarah had shown me exactly how she felt about me, and I'd finally believed her. 6 months later, I found out just how far I'd actually moved on. Mike's wedding. I'd RSVP'd months earlier, back when I thought I might be going solo. But by the time the date rolled around, I had Emma. Emma, who posted photos of us together without being asked. Emma, who introduced me to her friends as her boyfriend on our second date. Emma, who was genuinely excited to be seen with me in public. We were at cocktail hour when Sarah approached. I almost didn't recognize her at first. The Instagram perfect styling was gone, replaced by something more subdued. "Jake, you look good. Really good. Thank you." I turned to Emma, who was getting us drinks. "Sarah, this is my girlfriend Emma." Emma came over with our drinks, smiling warmly. "Oh, you're Sarah? Jake mentioned you two used to hang out." Used to hang out. That's how I described our 2-year relationship. Not out of malice. That's just genuinely how I remembered it now. A series of hangouts where she occasionally let me pay for things. "Actually, we dated for 2 years, Sarah corrected, trying to reclaim some significance. "We were pretty serious. We had different definitions of dating, apparently," I said matter-of-factly. Emma squeezed my arm, not threatened, just affectionate. She had nothing to worry about, and she knew it. "Jake, can we talk privately?" Sarah asked. "I think there's been a misunderstanding." "I don't think so. Emma and I were just heading to our table." And that was it. I treated Sarah exactly like what she'd made me feel like for 2 years, a casual acquaintance not worth more than basic politeness. At dinner, I noticed Sarah sitting at the singles table in the back while Emma and I were at the head table with the wedding party. During the speeches, Mike mentioned how happy I seemed with my amazing girlfriend Emma, and how great it was to see me with someone who really gets him. I caught Sarah's eye across the room during that speech. She was watching Emma laugh at something I whispered, watching her post a story about how proud she was to be my date, watching the relationship she could have had if she hadn't been embarrassed by the best thing that ever happened to her. The difference was stark. Emma didn't need to hide me to maintain her image. I enhanced her life instead of threatening it. After the reception, as Emma and I were leaving, Sarah tried one more time. "Jake, wait." I turned back, Emma's hand in mine, both of us slightly buzzed and happy. "I just wanted to say, I'm glad you're happy. Thanks. Do you think?" She paused, looking between Emma and me. "Do you think we could maybe be friends? Someday." I considered it for about 2 seconds. "I don't think so, Sarah. Take care of yourself." Emma and I walked away, already talking about grabbing late-night food and whether to Uber or walk back to the hotel. I never looked back. 3 months later, Emma and I moved in together. She didn't make me wait in the car when she met friends. She didn't crop me out of photos. She didn't treat our relationship like a shameful secret that might damage her personal brand. She treated me like someone she was proud to love. Sometimes I wonder if Sarah learned anything from the whole Marcus situation. If she ever connected the dots between how she made me feel and how he made her feel. If she understood that when you treat someone like they're not good enough for you, eventually they might start believing you're not good enough for them. But honestly, I don't wonder about it for long. I'm too busy being with someone who never makes me question whether I'm worth being seen with. Sarah wanted someone who fit her aesthetic. Emma wanted someone who fit her life. The difference, it turns out, is everything. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.